Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Extra Gents Scents. I hope that you're doing well. So I got in a discovery set like a week and a half ago, and I've been waiting to crack into it. It is from the house Essential Parfums, and I bought this from LuckyScent.com. Used my code Gents2022 to save 10% off. They do change that code at Lucky Scent though every so often. So if you're watching this in the future, the code's probably changed yet again. But yeah, I got this in because some of you out there told me I needed to check out some of these fragrances. So I said, heck with it. Instead of blind buying a couple of these, I'll just get the whole discovery set and see how much I like each one of them. And I'll buy the ones I like the most. I have a big brain. So let's jump into it. Let's check these out. So each one of these actually is not that expensive as far as niche fragrances go at full retail. So you might say, well, how much is not too much? And I would say, or actually really friggin' cheap. $78 for a 100 ml size bottle. Yeah, that's not much. And you take the 10% off and then it's about $70. Oh, by the way, more codes, Gents10, twistedlily.com, maxaroma.com. Either of those websites. And they don't change. Those stay the same, Gents10. So anyway, let's open this up because we've got a number of fragrances to smell through here. 8 different fragrances. Let's get to spraying. Oh, look at that. Looks pretty nice. So I'm just going to go left to right. The first one is Nice Bergamot. That's a good name. And this is by Antoine Maisondieu. Can't wait to butcher some names in today's video. All right, let's spray it on. Nice Bergamot. I am anticipating what the name says. Yes, it is a nice bergamot. Quite green, citrusy, fresh, a little bit airy, not overly juicy, but still really, really easy to wear. Kind of like a fresh cologne style fragrance. When I say that, I mean something that is like a green, semi-soapy, masculine cologne. A little white floral freshness in here as well. It doesn't come across super strong off the strip. Like I can pick it up pretty easily, but it's not like really jumping off there. Still though, that smells very pleasant. Up next is Rose Magnetic by Sophie Labe. I am so sorry if that's not how your name is. Yeah, as I would expect, it's pretty feminine. Fruity, rosy, not too overly powdery. Like the rose here is a nice fresh rose. Little sweetness underneath it, sort of a vanillic sweetness. Yeah, it's really, really pleasant, but it's absolutely a fragrance that is more for the ladies. Up next, Mon Vetiver from Bruno Jovanovic. Now, Vetiver is my jam, so I'm looking forward to this one. I sprayed it all over my hand. Oh, okay, that's not quite what I was expecting. Like very minty and fresh, like an aromatic blast in the opening there. Now that's settled, it's not quite minty anymore, but still very green and aromatic. It does have though like a minty type aspect to it where it almost like tickles your nose hairs a little bit when you smell it. Heck with it, let's wear it. Yeah, not quite as minty off skin. Still aromatic. The vetiver here is not really, not a smoky vetiver, not an overly woody vetiver initially. Kind of a grassy vetiver, a little bit of citrus. It does have almost like a mentholated effect to it, kind of a cooling effect. And I should point out that each one of these has the percentage of how natural each fragrance is below them on here. So the first one, Nice Bergamot, was 92%, Rose Magnetic, 86% natural, and then this one, 89% natural. A little bit of more of a woody feel comes out the longer it stays on my skin. I do like it. It's quite nice. Up next, Orange X Santal by Natalie Graciasetto, 93%. This was not quite what I was expecting. It's a woody, bitter orange, more kind of rindy, like a bitter, rindy, woody fragrance with like green around the edge. I personally like this, but I think of the 4, this one would probably be the one that's more or most divisive of the 4 so far. I like that a lot. It's got kind of a brisk, energizing feel to it without leaning into so much of like sweetness or freshness. I mean, it is fresh, but a different take because typically you think of like a sparkling kind of, ginger and sweet citrus and stuff like that. And so when you see orange on here, you're maybe thinking something along those lines. And then you think Santal, it's going to be like a creamy orange. But no, bitter, rindy orange with, like I said, some green around the edges, a little aromatic flair, like an herbal touch. And then the sandalwood is more of a less creamy sandalwood and more straight up woodiness. I like that. That's my favorite so far, but I think that's also the one that more people would not go for out of the 4. Divine Vanille next by Olivier Pichou, 89% natural. Ooh, that's like off the tester strip. That's some kind of like plasticky smell. Yeah, that's strange. Now it's changing, and now it's taking on like some cinnamon. It is getting like a warm spiciness, sweetness. The vanilla is actually there now. Yeah, that initial opening was weird. Now it smells really good. It's reminding me of Herod from Parfums de Marly. I'm going to spray it on skin to see if it has that kind of like funky opening off skin. Maybe it was just like the first blast or something. I don't know. No, it's still kind of there on skin. Yeah. It doesn't last as long. Fades pretty quick. So that's not really a big deal. But yeah, in the first few seconds, it's got this like plasticky kind of weird scent profile. Then it really quickly morphs and changes into this spicy, warm, sweet, sexy kind of fragrance. That's good. Up next, The Musk by Khalees Becker. Yeah, okay. Like a very fresh, soapy musk. Extremely clean, faintly sweet, feminine leaning, kind of powdery. Not overtly powdery, but it's pretty soft, like clean skin or clean clothes or something. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I think it's really pleasant smelling, but it's very subtle. It's kind of one of those fragrances that a lady might wear as like a second skin type scent, you know. That one's 88% natural. Up next, Bois Imperial by Quentin Bish, 93% natural. And this one is the one that more of you have written me about. Very woody in a modern aroma chemical sort of way. Very approachable, fresh, a little spicy. Vague similarities, reminiscence of Ganymede by the same perfumer. Only this is way cheaper. It has a nice underlying woodiness that comes out more as it dries. And I know I said it was very fresh, modern, woody initially, and it is. But I guess what I mean to say is that it has this woody, like vetiver, mixed with like a clear woodiness that comes through. I like that a lot. Super wearable, very classy. That's nice. $70. Last one, Fig Infusion by Natalie Lorson. 92% natural. Okay. This is not what I was expecting yet again. I think I've said that like 3 or 4 times. I was expecting more Philosikos, like the Diptyque fragrance, something more along those lines, but it's not quite that. It's fresh, but it does have this underlying like milkiness, like very creamy florals mixed with a hint of tea that for some reason is like giving me the feeling of the smell of like flour, not flowers, but like flour, like baking flour or something. Yeah, I'm going to spray that on skin too. I don't know. That's pretty good. It's strange. It's not something that I would wear very often at all, but I do like the smell. Unisex leaning, maybe a little bit feminine. The florals come through, but they're not like your more typical florals, the way that you pick them up. As I said, they have this sort of creaminess to them, like they've been maybe smushed down a little bit. Sort of that milky flair is there. Faint greenery around the edges. Once again, that's a thing that I've found in a number of these fragrances. I like that a lot, but it's not something I would wear, I feel like. All right, let me run through these very quickly. Just let you know which ones I'm kind of shortlisting here. Nice bergamot, still very clean, one of those soapy, fresh bergamot type scents. Like I said before, that all stays the same. Does come across a little bit light, but I think for $70, maybe it's worth picking up for, mid to late spring. Rose Magnetic smells very nice, but way too feminine for me. Oh no, Mon Vetiver, where are you? Oh, that appears to be quite weak. I think maybe if you went real heavy with it, yeah, I'll think about that one. $70 is not too much. I'll go through the sample. I'll see maybe if I get a little better performance as time goes on, wearing maybe a little bit more of it. That could be a potential buzzkill there. That it smells pretty nice, but then the performance lets it down. Orange X Santal. I like that. That's good. Again, I think that might be a little more divisive than some of these other ones, but I really like how that's dried down. It has taken on a slight bit more of sweetness as it's dried. It was a little more bitter initially and potentially off-putting, but as it's dried, it has become much more wearable. Very creamy, sweet, but still slightly bitter citrus. A very nice woodiness underneath. Divine Vanille. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that smells good. Yep, shortlist that. That one still does remind me of Herod. It's right along those lines, right along it. But if you like Herod, you should like that. But the opening, again, a little weird. The Musk. Ooh, that's pleasant, but feminine, soft, clean. Bois Imperial or Imperial. Yeah, short list. Fig Infusion. I like it, but I would not wear it. So of the set, I would say those 3 that I mentioned, those I might just go ahead and buy. The other ones, I probably won't. We'll see. So there we go, guys. Those are my first impressions on Essential Parfums. Great price point on these. If you've smelled these, let me know what you think about them. Again, available at Lucky Scent. If you use the 10% off code, it's about $70 a bottle. I suggest getting the Discovery set. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video, or sometime, if not tomorrow, sometime in the future.